Samoya wa masimoli Utwadita Sabana Bahamu Ukosi Sikila Utwadita Pelo Sabana Bahamu Teo Samoya wa masimoli Utwadita Pelo Sabana Bahamu Morena Sikalila Sukumelila Amelela Utaluka Utasiama Sikalila Utwadita pelota bana bahamu Samoya Utwadita Sabana Bahamu Kosi Sigelela Utwadita Sabana Bahamu Samoya wa Masimolima Utwadita Sabana Bahamu Kosi Sigelela. We all know this song. We all know this song. You can remember Young Stanley to solve Hari Opela Kadibutsa, he talks direct to us to say.
Get tatako. Ela papa nas na onwa hela. Get tatako. Ela papa nas na onwa hela. Like the community could open, most of them by Zima Makasapa. I can't go to Shisara, put a certain paint rapani. Papa will come and then do the stuff. Kahona will post like how our father together. But our mom did what she knew, what she was taught. In the morning, she will continue with her wifely duties. You know wifely duties, you wake up, you go. She will go and make fire, put and serve him with a tray. This guy. Oh, let's they don't even apologize to us. They don't even sit down. They didn't have that culture or like, if I wronged you, let's sit down and then try to rectify this. And then this thing is more like a relay. Like I'm taking this pen, I'm giving it to this one, and this one is continuing with the journey. So no one has ever said, no, I'm sorry, our mom even passed away, and then we are left with our father. And even if we try to, we want to, and okay, our mom is not here to defend herself. What transpired? Is this love? If this is love, now I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be loved like this. If this is marriage, now I don't want to be married. Or I don't want to get married. If this is how it's going to happen, now excuse me. And the children of study, they were so in a sense, or like Basadi couldn't even go to the police station or there was the other time, it was like my mom was beaten like you know, it was, you could tell for that man he was tired because of the cases that were high. I won't mention his name. They began to go oh, mama, you go back to Ubule, Papa Kobita Mama. About yo, and I was a child. Yo, you know, I was running to him, thinking I will find comfort. He will go and confront that monster. It's just that platform, each and every one of us here, we have witnessed violence through our parents. If not our parents, our sisters, our brothers, our uncles, you know, that man, he said, yo, when I'm you know, like the world came crumbling down on my shoulders. And then I turned. My mom is nowhere. I don't know. Okay, so I'm afraid of this man for what he might do to me because of my mom is not here. Because of my mom was we change the law because of nakong a ke gona le unstable ka rona khona gore a re kra re dutse le mama a rona gone mona a di siko ha tsaena go tima le bona a ke mo gaga tima le bona ba go ntshati ba bona ene the last case gore ke mo tsale di kgato ke re no get out tswa mo gae I'm the one who stood up for him ke mo ra ke tsikeng this is too bad. Then he was samang he will come and then aba gorogela go bottle store anwa hasina go nwa o tla ba ya go and then when upon his arrival re tlulela ka dilo abanta arwena you are holding your little sister I'm still here. So I was holding my little sister like this until I faced the corner of the wall. I was facing the corner of the wall and then my niece I was like covering her, holding that one. That guy, he was kicking my mom in front of me. And then he said, I'm going to kill your mom. And then he hanged the rope. And after killing your mom, I'm going to kill you. He was telling me, referring to me, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your little sister. I'm going to kill your niece. And then I'm going to hang myself. How coward he was. Because he didn't want accountability. So my other brother was away. I don't know where he was. But suddenly he arrived home. Upon his arrival, he could hear most the quarrels in the bedroom. And my dad had this Rambo knife. He bought a Rambo knife. And he said, I'm going to use this Rambo knife today. I'm going to kill your mom, and you, and you, and you, and you. And he was like pointing like me, like, I'm going to kill you? I don't know, what did I do? I did nothing wrong to this guy. And then my brother came in. So, Hamamaka Aimamohati, Asia. My dad was about to stab her at the back. Then my brother arrived and then my brother kicked the knife. I don't know where did he come from. He kicked the knife and then they started to fight. Now it's like my mother, when we are sitting down, it's like my mother is influencing us against our dad. And our dad, he forgot that we are growing. We are gaining strength. And one day we will stand up to him and we say, this nonsense of you should stop now. Then I decided, I came here to TV Start. I didn't even know TV Start. I came here and then there was this man, I don't know where is he, by the name of Cry. He was the magistrate. I didn't even wait in the queue. I was like hysterical all the way. I was so young. He was like, we know each other. Yeah, he didn't go to taxi. No, mama got like I was hysterical. And then upon my arrival, I told Mr. Kra, this is what is happening. I want my dad out of our yard. I want him out of our yard because of when it's only me and my mom and my siblings, we are a happy family. This guy, he hates happiness. So he should just pack his things and leave. And that's what happened. He left. He left and then he's and then we continued with life without him. And then my mom became the mother and the father at the same time. And then, yeah, and when he comes, he doesn't come with peace.
Indeed, we are all abused in a different way. And we also abused each other somehow, not knowing that this is a form of abuse. Okay, let me ask this question. Who never abused anyone here? Who said, nah, my hands are clean? Nah, my hands are clean. I have never abused anyone. Okay, thank you so much. Let's clap hands for them. You need to learn from them. What did they do? But somehow we did it unintentional. Yeah. My last born child is 22. It's his second year. No, 2021. Only 21. Okay. So, go varsity go Portugal. Yeah, no, the other day he was reminding me, when I'm mama, pizza. You bent me the other day. Me?
Inviting us to this very special event, because really this is some of the biggest problems that we are having in our country, and then it is high time that we need to address it, to come together as one group and talk about the different kinds of violences and as I can say, gender-based violence, because when it comes to violence, it's not only women that is always being violated of their rights.
Yes.
There's some of the men that is also growing up under that difficult circumstances. So thank you so very much. It's really an honor for us and a privilege to be here as a Department of Correctional Services. As we know, gender-based violence is a human rights violation, and because we are all humans, men and women, and our kids even, they are from that, if I can put it like that. It is a violation to each and every one of our rights, and because it is an unrelenting assault on human dignity. It is depriving people of their human rights. The freedom from violence is a fundamental human right, and gender-based violence undermines a person's sense of self-worth and self-esteem. And if we've listened attentively to Lerato's stories, then we could have just thought by ourselves that to think of it, it starts when we are children, when we are kids. That is where gender-based violence starts. Because you, as a kid, you see this happening in front of you, you experience it, and at the end of the day, the one child will grow up thinking, but it's right. It must be like that. The boy child grow up thinking, I must hit this woman so that she can respect me, because I've seen it from my father. The girl child will grow up thinking, but I must sell my body because I saw it happen in front of me. And at the end of the day, they don't realize, because they are small. Actually, it is a very wrong thing to witness from a child, from a child's aspect, and to be so young and to be seeing these things happen to you. So at the end of the day, it is having a very huge impact to a just, peaceful and safer South Africa through effective and humane incarceration of inmates, rehabilitation and social reintegration of offenders. So we're having different kind of rehabilitation programs that we are rendering to them on a daily basis. We are having social reintegration programs that we are also rendering to them. If I can make an example, we have a victim-offender dialogue. So just think of it in this way. You are working with an offender that came from the community, who violated the rights of the next person or of the next human being. We as correctional officers, we stand neutral. It's not our place to judge them. So we are always neutral, and we need to do as what is expected of us according to our mission. And that is why our vision is to provide the best correctional services for a safer South Africa. And by doing so, like I said, we are having such a lot of different programs that we are rendering to them to help them and assist them changing their mindsets when they get coming out and being released into the communities again. And I know it's very difficult. If we take the victor-offender dialogue that we are having, it is now the offender that will meet with the victim. If the victim is still alive, but if the victim is no more, then that offender must meet with the family of that specific victim. So it is very difficult standing in the middle as a neutral person. You are not allowed to share your emotions. You know this person is in here because he raped someone, because he killed someone. But our duty is to assist that person in becoming the better person. Our duty is to assist the community in giving this very same person a second chance. We need to teach the community not to be judgmental. But if it's personal, then it becomes very difficult to forgive that specific person for whatever he did to you or to your family member. And that is why our values that we are having is development. And it is not only based on us, because we are teaching them also how to develop them. We are having different skills. We teach them about integrity, what integrity is all about, what Ubuntu is all about, and what is accountability. You need to take responsibility for your actions. You acted in a wrong way outside, so you need to take that responsibility by admitting at your faults and your mistakes, because in that fashion that is the only way that you can become a better person. Because we can have millions of different programs, but at the end of the day it is still up to that specific person to change their mindset. And that is why there's a specific song of Michael Jackson that I like so much. I'm looking to the man in the mirror. If you put the mirror in front of you, then don't you want to be as that man in the mirror? Don't you want your actions to be as that man in the mirror rather than the one that is standing in front of the mirror? Because if we act as the man in the mirror, then we're not going to violate each other's rights. Yeah. We're not going to abuse each other. And I think it will, I can mention this one also. We as ladies, we are also at fault, because we also abuse the men because of our upgrowing. How did we grow up? So we saw these things we picked up in our childhood years. I was at primary school, and there were some boys that always liked to bully me. We are having most these bullies, especially at our schools. They are there. But sorry, what is so interesting? It was boys. It's only boys. Every day they will bully me when we are on our way home. And this one specific day, then I just decided I've had enough. I never spoke about it at home. I never told my mother about it. Nothing. I just kept it to myself. So I took the decision also on my own. Enough is enough. I'm not gonna be bullied from today onwards. So what I did, I just turned around. There were a few, I think 10, 15 steps behind me. Having a lot of words telling me all kind of nasty things and stuff. And so I just decided I'm going to turn around, I'm going to pick up a stone, and I'm just going to throw. That stone must hit one of them. And that stone hit the president of the police. Yes. So I felt so good, but in the meantime I was so scared, because I ran home and I thought the police is gonna come. The police is gonna come. I was hiding for the whole day up until night. My mother didn't know where I was. So I'm mentioning this because at a small age or stage in your life, you are being bullied at school, you're bringing it back home. You grow up thinking that is the best way, this is how it must be. In the home itself, you see how your mother's been abused by your father, if you're not strong enough, then you think it is the correct way of treating the next person.
Yeah.
But when you are a strong enough person like Lerato, stepping out of that comfort zone and saying enough is enough, this is not going to happen any further.
Yeah.
And and not keeping it to herself, but taking it to the next person, starting with her siblings, especially her brothers, telling them, I'm not gonna keep quiet and watching you abuse the next person. Not in my books. And that is why it is so privileged for us, because it is high time that we need to stand up, take the step forward and speak out. We are keeping quiet. We have been abused and we are keeping quiet about that abuse. And it is growing like a cancer inside of us. And at the end of the day, we as the mothers, we as the fathers, we are taking that cancer, we are giving it to our children when they are growing up, which is so very wrong. And like I said, we are dealing only with male offenders. So, to be honest, it is having an impact on your life, especially as a female. You know this person violated the next person's rights, but I'm treating him as our white paper expects from us. Give them humane treatment, because at the end of the day, they are human beings as us. But still, to be honest, it is very difficult because now you are going home with all that mixed emotions. Pardon me. With all that mixed emotions, especially when it's touching me the hardest, when we receive someone that raped a child, that raped an elderly person. I'm not saying it's okay with the others, but those ones, that is the most vulnerable people amongst us. And then you ask yourself, how on earth, what was this person thinking? What went through his mind when he did this act to this innocent baby, to this innocent child, to this elderly person that can do nothing for herself. And that is why we are there. We get the neighbors that we see, we witness, but we keep quiet. Then what is going to happen at the end of the day? We're not going to win this fight if we still going to continue keeping quiet. It's time for us to let our voices heard for the silent. It's our priority, it's our job to speak up, to speak out, and to stand up for the vulnerable ones that can't do it on their own. And with that said, we were having an offender. He got 2 lives. He was abusing his wife in front of the kids. He went to the extent that he raped the wife in front of the children also. And it is such things that makes you think, taking you back again. What happened? How come that you can? It's as if your mind went blank if you put yourself in that person's shoes. But just to find out, again, we are going back to childhood years. Because we are working with them personally. So at the end of the day, you start to learn the person behind the person. There's a front that they are putting up. So you learn the person behind the person, and just to find out It's because of childhood years. It's because of how he grew up.
Yeah.
It's because of the abuse that he went through. And thinking, but this is the right way. This is the correct way to treat a lady, to treat your child, to treat your mother, to treat your father, your grandmother, your grandfather. It all began somewhere. And it is time for us to break that circle of it starting when we are children, because we now can make a difference in the lives of our new generation that is coming behind us, so that they can take it forth. And so if the fight comes, then they will be ready and know how to stand up for themselves, how to stand up for your neighbor, for your community at the end of the day, because we have already laid out the footsteps and the path for them. So thank you once again very much for this opportunity, and may God bless you, richly bless you, continuing with this very good work that you are doing.
From the roots. They call me the Tabo Manzana. I'm a fucking, sorry to say, but I don't know what. I'm about to break my anger now. My apologies.
Yes.
In life, you gain as you lose, you understand. Everything happens for a reason, guys. Multi-ritual race is none of our business. We are born to be free. Everybody has to gain, everybody has to lose. You gain tomorrow. Today I was lost, and I have lost everything in life. What about you? Your problem becomes mine, but we share the same problem in a different manner. Elders, I'm here to subscribe myself. The way Tuta said, who am I? I live for a reason, but I don't know what about tomorrow. Because tomorrow is very far. I live for now. At the age of 20 years old is when I finished my matric. I matriculated 2019, guys. From now on, I'm a father of a 3-year-old son. Drugs is something you cannot tell me about because I've been there and done there. So it's not something I'm very proud of, but it's something I've experimented. I've learned the lesson from the experience. I'm not starting from fresh, but I'm starting from experience. 2019, I've smoked drugs due to mental disturbance and lack of care, causing major anxiety and stress. Everything, as I said, happens for a reason. I've taught myself, but tomorrow I will deal with it sober-minded.
You can say you heal different. When something happens to you, especially in our cases there at the correctional services, can I look at with on the offender, victim offender dialogue. But I believe for other things we have to get them from or very realistic of what was happening or what is happening through people that did the same things. I'm saying if I'm seen as a person that is maybe like human rights and all of that, that we should treat them humane. I still believe for somehow we are not doing justice to a lot of, or the system is not doing justice to people. You can never hurt and expect a person to take it as if it's nothing. Those people that are there, I want to believe for maybe it is only that we don't know what is happening in there. Those people are treated so well that when as free as you are outside, you don't have sometimes food to eat. You don't have anything to eat. But those people are treated as good as they have breakfast, they have lunch, they have supper. And mind you, a balanced diet, not just food. So when you kill somebody's child, when you rape a child, and then you are taken to their correctional services, and then it comes that time when you have to go out, because our job is to correct them or make them understand that they have violated their societies. Then they have to go back to the society. And then there comes VOD, victim offender dialogue. That dialogue is to take the offender and the victim and sit them together, maybe with people, a little committee, and to say, are you aware that these people are using that as is a license to go out on parole? And that is not the reason for that. The reason for that is for the family to accept, like when you say, oh, this person is literally out. After what he did, he is out. They have left him to go out. Understand? Because there are those directives, there are policies that guides to that. Either way, we'll have to do. But if it was pertaining to an individual, having to have to agree for the person or to sign for the person to go on parole after what she or he did, I wouldn't have been doing it. I think it is just as good as we are saying. I'm sorry to say that it is our brothers, it is our sisters that are in there. But at the same time, is it good that you'll be sitting with no mother, with no father, or with no child, and then you still expect me to say all is well, I'll heal? You get families that are saying, I don't want to talk to that person. And should you take that person out? Should I see that person out after everything that he did to me? Yes, hell will break loose. So that is the situation that we find ourselves in. But also as society, we can take whatever that we want to take, but it is not as bad as I feel for the same systems that were there before, as in prisons and whatever. It will maybe show different things to different people. Say, this is it, and this is how we're supposed to be treating things. So we are saying we are doing a lot of things. We also have life skills. We have a lot of things there for them. Even we are having, they are going to school. They are studying for being going higher or whatever. They have everything that we can get. But then we are calling that thing a prison. So there's no prison. Because the same person that will be doing all of these things to, tomorrow is going out and doing another thing. Because it's nice there. It is not treated as a prison anymore because it's nice. You can do something. And I'm going to come back and do it. We want to change these things. We have to change to communicate. We have to let people know what it. This is not what we are condoning. Even our ministers and whoever, they're not saying the same thing that is happening. Immediately when you call, when you say, this person is out and this person I'm not comfortable, we are going to take him. He's going back. This is what we are doing every day. When you are inside, you do what is inside, but when it is that time that you need to, then we are taking you back to the same place that you were. And that too, of which I feel for it, it's what is needed. That is where you belong. So we will never have this thing of crime going down. if this is how we're going to treat all of these things.
Yeah.
You kill, it's still fine. You rape, it's still fine. And you expect a community, a peaceful, you expect a community that is not going to be wounded. We cannot. So these things, they are nelezana. That is why we are sitting here today. It is because of just that little thing back then that we are still here. Thank you. And also,
Prevention, yeah, gender-based violence, or I pledge to be a mouthpiece. I will not keep quiet because we sometimes, Mama was saying some of the things they could have been prevented, but because we don't want to be seen. Yes. And you can even report anonymously to, if it's your neighbor or maybe in your family or it's you don't necessarily need to share your name. Your hand was up now.
Hi. Okay, again. If you can get a one day, when they're pregnant, how would you like? Okay, I don't know. I have now we like to I give my mother on the street. So I don't know how to teach my mother on the street. Okay, fine. You're not pregnant because I eat. Oh, guy, tell shop. Why you pregnant? Not pregnant, not hankak. So you're not going to go. Get a school, yeah. Just pull out you. I made a cry 2 months after. Mama, I remember in season. Packet days and scale again. I said, be moving 2 months. In the case, she be there. I was like, why to read cycles? Are you how do we catch it? I know you think as cycle. I go for a usually test that. For the first time, Guru Makera, Mama, I was like, you are one more that I tested a house is here, you have a key. Everyone watched it. Yes, I can like it's pregnant. Test the shop. I don't care. If I won't feel comfortable with it, like it. I get up a shower. Uncle says, I can't know. Kakali step at your horse. Is highly one step with you. Gonna strip with the baby. Hack a shower, I am two. Young one kids are short time. Yaka one. So, Yaka, your name. Ukiwa like kuya hapo itima utaya kwa like go itima. And then I was like, yo, so bad. We tell her how to be ready. Hapo nisitamwa. Na go again 2 months pregnant. Ke phone na brother sa no kare go re na ke sa diana tse. Oh, so I come on. So I hapo. Okay, fine. Malome a tla no tshekiso ngwana ga thata go gola. In my mind, go gola. I go tsena school again. Emela mo tseleng man we emela yana o bona go itla we emela na like go thule like people lie because of like o tsena school with the situation a go ganena. Ngwana o ba go mona ya eng. I was like, ke le sa batla go mmolela nnete like ke be lela ma o lela ke be like go go bolela nnete ga ke itse gore motsi o godile wa go tewa go teng ga ke batla gore e re motsi o godile o go sukulisa ba ba teng o ro batla papa gago or do di sa go tsamaela sentle ke papa gago go diragetse 1 2 3 maar ga ke re gore nna le tlhole ke na le lone for banna o nne le lone o nne happy ngwana ke la o kopana le ene a ntse a sa go nne se mare o ke papa gago
meeting wa bidiwa a tla go tlhalosetsa exhibition lebaka la gore ke gore ke reng ngwana ga se ngwanake mama ka le papa ka ba ntshile gore if ke tla re ngwana ke wa ka ke ba tswele ka ntlo so ke ile ka ipa mo situation a gore ke a go jeng ke a go apareng o itse gore ke motho a le bone ke a go tsa le tikisa le bone ha mama ka le papa ka ba ntshile so e re ke dule mara at the same time ke ra ke nna le ngwana ga go bobedi ela ke rata monno ya ela a ke nne le ngwana monno ha ke nne le mara ka gape ka ke batla go tswa mare ke nahanze o like this guy ha re ke ra ngwana ke tiki ga mpolele gore tiki wa e bona gore ke bokae wa e reka and o rekela le bonna ke ga re ke le ngwana ke hela so ke tla go nagana situation o gore ga re ke le wa ka ngwana hela o rekela le bonna ke ba itumela ha ke tsena mo gore okay sisi o reketse ditlhako tsa Christmas o reketse le ngwana ga ba iphale botle so yaanong go hila gone like go ntse le nako ne ke ila banna ka pelo ka yotlhe wena ba ke bona monna re ya go ke tsaya thata e le gore okay monno ke a go jola le ene be ke nna le ngwana le ena ba ntlogela be ke re hai ke nna le bana
So you know
yana ke hirile like go simologa ke simola ke bo ke be ke tsa nako sa kopane family ba tla go le ba misa Pretoria just gore a sa nna phata ke ngwana ire ke mo bona hate yele e be tla mo rona go like tsa something o thube ka shwane mara go like mara mo le gape ke re no man ha ke tshwaro ya mo wa ka ngwana wa go ntatela ke a pre do ba rolo gape